Ever noticed how some people can just sit in a coffee shop, completely by themselves, staring out the window with absolutely zero urge to pull out their phone? Like, they're just chilling in their own head, perfectly content, while the rest of us get anxious if we're left alone with our thoughts for more than 30 seconds. It makes you wonder, right? What is actually going on inside their head? Are they secretly lonely? Or have they cracked some kind of hidden cheat code to life that the rest of us are completely missing out on? If you've ever felt like an absolute oddball for preferring a quiet Friday night with a movie over a loud, chaotic party, or if you're the total extrovert who looks at those people and thinks, how did they do that without losing their mind? You'll want to stay right here until the very end, because the truth about people who love being alone is completely different from what society tells us, and it's honestly pretty fascinating. Let's look at a quick reality check. Think about a guy named Tom. Tom works a normal job. He's totally polite, totally nice, but when 5 o'clock hits and everyone heads to the local spot for drinks, Tom just slips away. He goes home, cooks a nice dinner, works on his hobby, and doesn't talk to a single soul until Monday morning. His co-workers think he's depressed or antisocial. They assume he's sitting at home wishing his phone would ring. But if you actually walked into Tom's house, you'd see a guy who is completely relaxed, listening to music, and genuinely having the time of his life by himself. This brings us to a massive truth we always mix up. There is a monumental difference between being alone and being lonely. Loneliness is that painful, heavy feeling where you feel isolated and desperate for connection. It's an involuntary craving for company that you aren't getting. Solitude, on the other hand, is a total luxury. It's a deliberate choice. It's when you realize that you are actually your own best company, and you enjoy hanging out with yourself. Think about how our minds are wired. Some of us are just born with a brain that runs naturally hot. It's constantly buzzing, processing everything deeply, and running at a high speed on its own, because it's already so full of thoughts. Adding a noisy room, superficial small talk, and a chaotic environment completely overloads the system. It's like pouring water into a glass that's already full to the brim. People who love being alone don't hate other people, they just get full fast. On the flip side, some people have a brain that needs outside energy to wake up. Their glass is half empty, so they actively seek out big crowds, loud music, and constant action just to feel alive and energized. It also comes down to what makes us happy. Some people get a massive thrill from walking into a big social event and mixing with a crowd. It feels like winning a mini lottery. But for a person who loves quiet time, that social buzz doesn't do anything for them. Instead, their brain craves a completely different kind of satisfaction, the peaceful, calm, satisfied feeling you get when you reflect deeply, work on a solo project, or just enjoy a quiet room. They aren't punishing themselves by staying home. They are literally chasing peace over chaos. This preference for quiet completely changes how these individuals navigate life. People who love their own company know exactly who they are. Think about how much of our daily lives is driven by trying to impress other people. We buy things we don't need, follow trends we don't care about, or pretend to enjoy hobbies just to fit into a group. People who are comfortable being alone are largely immune to that. They don't need a crowd of people nodding along to feel good about themselves. Their validation comes entirely from within, which gives them a quiet, unshakable confidence. Interestingly, this also makes them incredible friends. It sounds like a total contradiction, but think about it. Because they don't need people just to fill a boring evening or escape their own thoughts, they are highly selective about who they let into their life. If someone who loves solitude chooses to spend time with you, it's not because they had nothing better to do. It's because they genuinely value your mind, your energy, and your presence. They skip the fake small talk and go straight for deep, real connection. They are the friends who will sit with you at 2 in the morning and talk about life's biggest mysteries, rather than just gossiping about random people. But let's be totally honest here. Our world does not make it easy for the quiet ones. From the time we are kids, we are pushed into group projects, open plan offices, and a culture that loudly screams that being loud, popular, and outgoing is the only correct way to exist. If you sit by yourself at lunch, people ask if you're okay. If you take yourself out to a restaurant or a movie, you get pitiful glances. We have built a world that treats the desire for alone time like a personality flaw that needs to be fixed. Yet, history shows that some of the greatest leaps in human progress, art, and science came directly out of deliberate isolation. The greatest minds, inventors, and writers didn't create their masterpieces while chatting in a crowd. They did it when they shut the door on the world. When you are constantly surrounded by the noise of other people's opinions, it is almost impossible to hear your own unique voice. Solitude gives your mind the blank canvas it needs to connect the dots, solve complex problems, and create things that have never existed before. At the end of the day, it's all about a beautiful balance. We are all human, and we need love, community, and connection to survive. But we also need space. We need moments where the world stops demanding things from us, where we can drop the social masks we wear every single day, and just exist exactly as we are. Choosing to be alone isn't an act of running away from the world. For the people who love it, it is the ultimate way of returning to themselves. It's a beautiful, essential way to recharge and stay at peace in a world that is constantly trying to change who you are. If this journey into the quiet corners of the mind felt relatable to you, or if it helped you understand someone in your life just a little bit better, please take a second to join our circle here by subscribing. It truly means the world to have you along for the ride, and it helps us keep exploring these deep human stories together. Thank you for hanging out today, and take care of your mind.